Hello everyone. Hi, welcome to Ask IITians. This is Manish, your mathematics mentor. So today we have gathered here for lecture number 4 of statistics of grade 10, right? So in the previous classes we have talked about mean, how to find the mean of grouped and ungrouped distributions with various methods. We have talked about why is it important to study data, why is it important to talk about you know the median. Now today we would be talking about some very important concepts in statistics, and there would be a lot of interesting uh, discussion, right? So let's quickly start. So these are the topics basically which we'll be talking about today. So in today's class we'll be talking about median of discrete and continuous frequency distribution. In the last class, in lecture number 2 also, we had seen that what is a discrete frequency distribution and what is a continuous frequency distribution, right? And we would today also be touching some concepts on mode. So without wasting any time, let's quickly start with median. So in case of a group having odd number of distribution, so here we would say first we are analyzing the discrete frequency distribution. That is, we are not grouping anything. We are talking about discrete. We are considering each observation separately. ठीक है, which means like अगर हम marks of students की बात कर रहे हैं, so we are actually writing each and every student का mark separately and considering each set of mark as an observation. ठीक है, so if there are 50 students there will be 50 observations, right? Similarly, if there are, like it's saying, if it's odd number, so if your n is odd, that is number of observations is odd, then your median is the middle value. What do we mean by middle value? It is just the n plus 1 by 2th observation, n plus 1 by 2th observation, which means if your n is, let's say, 51, then it would be 51 plus 1, that is 52. 52 by 2, that is 26th observation. But there is one important catch and one important point, a very important point, which most of the students miss out while calculating median. They say median है discrete distribution है, it's very simple, directly n plus 1 by 2 कर दो, n is odd, you will directly get the median. But the most important note which you have to remember is that the observations should be arranged in either ascending or descending order first, which means your data should be arrayed data. You all remember in lecture 1 we talked about arrayed data or array. So your observations should be first arranged in ascending or descending order, ascending or descending sequence. Otherwise your answer for medium would be incorrect, which means arranging those 51 observations in an ascending manner, in an ascending fashion, then you need to see which is the 26th observation. So jo 26th observation hoga, that would directly be your median. Why 26th? Because 51 plus 1 by 2, so 52 by 2 is 26th observation, right? I hope everyone's understanding. So in any case you have to first arrange your data in either ascending or descending order. ठीक है, so ये तो formula हो गई when n is odd, when your n is odd. Now if your n is even, right, if your n is even, so in that case the formula changes, because when you say n is even, so your median, you would get two different observations. That is, agar your n is 10, so there would be two different observations which would be in the middle, right? If you are saying 10, then the 5th and the 6th observations would be in the middle. So in that case you would say you take the mean of both the observations, so that is n by 2th observation plus n by 2 plus 1th observation, right? N by 2 plus 1th observation, you have to take the mean of both of them, that is you add them and divide them by 2, right? You have to take the average. So if your n is even, this is the formula for median. Again, I'm recollecting that these formulae are applicable if and only if you have a discrete frequency distribution, that is a separate entity. Every observation is treated as a separate entity. Okay, we are not grouping the observations yet. Okay, so in this case we say when you have even, we would say arithmetic mean of middle values after arranging the numbers in ascending order. So here it's ascending, but you can also arrange in descending. It will not change your answer because the middle value will still be the same, right? So this is how we calculate mean for discrete frequency sorry, median for frequency distribution, which is discrete. So again, he's asking that you have to uh, calculate the median for the following discrete series, right? Now, what do you think? Is this series discrete? First of all, you would say it doesn't seem to be discrete, right? Because you have your xi is 3, 5, 6, 7, and your fi is 5, 4, 2, 6, 6. Because you can clearly say, now some of you all say, sir, you have grouped here, but even though you have grouped, you have not mentioned the class intervals, right? Because when you have the class intervals, then and only then you can say it's a grouped frequency distribution, right? Class intervals implies or signifies that you have a grouped frequency distribution. Class intervals implies, but here we are not talking about class intervals, we are just saying about single observation. So 3 observation occurs 5 times, 5 observation occurs 9 times, and so on, right? So you would say the total number of observations, find the total number of observations which you are getting as 30, right? Now if you observe again, we have already arranged the observations in an ascending order. So the order is 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this doesn't affect us, right? But we have to be very careful that we will not say that there are only 5 observations, right? We will not say that there are only 5 observations, but there are 12 is also there, 3, 6, 5, 8, 12, 7. So we will not say there are only 6 observations, that is 3, 5, 6, 8, 12, and 7. We will not say only there are 6 observations, but there are total 5 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 7 plus 6, total 30. These there are total 30 observations, right? So you would say since your n here is even, right, your n here is even, that is the number of observations is even. So in that case there would be 2 midpoints, right? That is n by 2, n by 2. What is the n by 2? That is 15th observation, right? And n by 2 plus 1, that would be 16th observation. So you need to check where will be your 15th observation, right? So you would say here you have first 5 observations, then you need to keep the 5 here. Yeah, then you have, so if you just look at this table, you have first 5 observations, then you have 9 observations, then you have 11th observation here. So the 15th and 16th observation are both 7, right? Both the 15th and 16th observations are 7, because after 11 till 17th observation, after 11th observation till 17th observation, all observations are 7, right? All observations are 7, which we found out by adding the frequencies, right? So all observations are 7, which means your 15th observation is also 7 and 16th observation is also 7. So in that case, if you have to find mean of it, you would say median would be equal to average of 15th and 16th observation, that is 7 plus 7 by 2, which is 2 into 7 by 2, which is just 7. Therefore median in that case is 7, right? So this is calculation of median for discrete frequency distribution, which is ungrouped frequency distribution, because there were no class intervals here, no class intervals. Okay. Now let's see how to calculate median for continuous frequency distribution, that is wherein you are grouping the observations. Okay. So in that case we use this formula, that is median is equal to your L plus n by 2 minus Cf, where Cf is your cumulative frequency, upon F into I, right, where our L is the lower limit of median class, cumulative frequency, Cf is the cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class, right? F is the frequency of median class and I is the class interval of median class. Now if you observe, in all of these there is something new term, something new, which is called as median class, median class, median class, right? So we need to understand कि ये median class क्या है, right? So we need to talk about what is this median class, right? So we need to understand that median is nothing but it is a central tendency, right? It is like the midpoint of your given data, right? But mean kya tha? What was mean? Mean was actually the average of the data, right? Average of the final data. When you talk about median, median is the midpoint of your data, which means if you have 50 observations, the 25th observation would be the median, right? So here in case of like that is what we were doing for discrete random variables, right, or discrete variables or discrete frequency distribution. So we had, like, let's say if you have 5 observations, you would say n here is odd, so median would be third observation, because third observation is the middle one, right? And in discrete you basically know each and every observation, but in case of group distribution you don't know which is the midpoint observation, which is the middle observation, because the data here is grouped, right? Because the data here is grouped, that is you would be given in intervals, as in you would be knowing between 15 to 20 there are 5 observations, between 20 to 25 maybe there are 15 observations, between 25 to 30 there are 10 observations. So total number of observations you can see is there, here you have 40, right? Total observations, no sorry, 30. Total number of observations here you have 30. Now you can clearly say that n here is 30, right, which is even. So median will be sum of 30 by 2, which is 15th observation, plus 16th observation divided by 2, like we did previously. But the thing here is you don't know which is your 15th observation, which is your 16th observation, right? You don't know which is your 15th, which is your 16th observation. So that is why in that case, because you know that your 15th and 16th observation, if even if you take the add, like the first 5 observations are in 15 to 20, ठीक है? अब next 15 मतलब 5 plus 15 20 observations, जो next 15 observations है ना after first 5, they are between 20 and 25. So first 5 are between 15 से 20, next 15 after 5, which means your 6th to 20th observation, they are between 20 to 25. अब between 20 to 25 में हमें थोड़ी पता है exactly कितना है, exactly एक 15th observation हो सकती है 21 हो, 16th observation हो सकता है 23.5 हो, it could be anything, right? We don't know, but it is between 20 and 25. This is what we know. So therefore in grouped cases the previous formulae don't work, right? Because you don't know which each observation, you don't know, you know the group, you know the grouped data. Are you all understanding? Perfect. Yes. So that is why it is important to understand the median class. So you know that here you are talking about 15th and 16th observation, right? 30 by 2. So wherever your n by 2 lies, n by 2, wherever your n by 2 lies, that is your median class. That is your median class, right? Median class is that class where your n by 2 is lying. This is a very important statement which you need to note it down, that median class is that class where your n by 2th observation or n by 2th item is lying, right? Because that is the middle observation. So in this case, you can see that 15th and 16th observation, they will lie 6 to 20th observation, and they will lie between 20 and 25. So this becomes your median class, right? Median class. So in this case, you would now know the lower limit, frequency, and class interval of median class. Are you all understanding how to determine median class? Perfect. Yes. So median class is basically n by tooth का class. यहाँ पे your n by tooth observation is lying. ठीक है? And this is the observation which we have to remember. This is the formula which we have to remember basically. So here just you have to make sure that your CF is cumulative frequency preceding. अब preceding क्या होता है? Preceding means उससे पहले, ठीक है? Before that, prior to that, above that, ठीक है? So let's quickly solve this sum. It says in a study conducted in an organization, the distribution of income across the workers is observed. Find the median wage of the workers of the organization. So 6 men get less than 500 rupees. So you can clearly say between 0 and 500 there were 6 men. Then it says 13 men get less than 500, less than 1000, but less than 1000 में तो 500 वाले भी आ गए, right? Are you understand? Which means between 500 and 1000 there were only 7 men, because 13 में से 6 तो already 500 के नीचे थे. Are you understanding? Yes. So and then again it says 22 men get less than 1500. So you would say 13 were already below 1000. So 1000 to 1500 में there were only 9, right? And so on, you can formulate the table, right? So you, for each class interval, this is your class interval, you would get a particular frequency, right? अब हमें क्या फाइंड करना है? सबसे पहले you have to find the total number of men, total number of men, n, right? So you would say total number of men is just 40, because 40 men get less than 3000. So everything is less than 3000, so you'll say 40, right? So your median class would be n by tooth. I mean, first you have to find the n by tooth observation, which is just 20th observation, ठीक है? Now your aim should be to determine where is this 20th observation lying, or where is this 20th men lying, ठीक है? So you would first formulate this table, that is 0 to 500 में there are 6, 500 to 1000 में there are 7, and so on, ठीक है? Your total number of men are 40. So first you would say n by 2 is 20, right? So you have to calculate where is your 20th observation. For that you need to first create the, after frequency column you need to create the CF. What was CF? Recall, it was the cumulative frequency, right? CF was a cumulative frequency. So you would say 6 is the 6 men are below 500 income, 13 men. So it is quite given 6, 13, 22, 30, 34 and 40. This is the cumulative frequency column ka entry. Now we have to understand about median class, because that is very important for group data, right? For continuous distribution, because if you know how to calculate the median for group data, then you should be able to know that how to determine the median class first, right? So median class is where your n by 2 observation lies. So n here is 40, n by 2 20, 20th observation kahan par hai? So you would say first yahan par 6 plus 13 is 19. After 19 all the observations lie, I mean not all, after 19 basically 20th observation se leke 20 or you can say 13, after 13 you can say 14th observation plus basically 14th observation say 22nd observation, it lies on this class interval, which is that class interval 1000 to 1500, right? So 14th observation to 22nd observation lies lies in this class interval. So that is why 1000 to 1500 is your median class. 1000 to 1500 becomes your median class. Therefore, lower limit of median class is 1000. L is 1000. Right. Next thing we need in the formula is, so what is the formula for median? You'd say median is L plus n by 2 minus Cf whole upon f into h. So L here is your 1000, n by 2, n is your 40, 40 by 2, 20. So n by 2 हो गया 20. ठीक है. CF is cumulative frequency class preceding median class. So preceding मतलब ये हो गया ना, because 1000 median है तो median class है. ठीक है. Upon f is frequency of median class. Right. This is your f. This is your CF. Right, and this is your L we have already, and H is the width of median class, which is just 500 here, right? Because 1500 minus 1000 is 500. So similarly, it's very simple. So if you have somehow able to calculate what is the median class, it is very easy to find the median. So first you have to learn how to determine the median class. I hope you all understood. So when you do this calculation, you get 1388.9 rupees. Okay, this is the median income, middle income of the workers. I hope you all understood. Now let's talk about mode. Okay, now the best part of this is you all can, if you feel that I'm going a little fast and everything, you all can, the best part of this is you can rewind your video and relearn the same thing, because that is how technological advantage or online learning it is, right? So let's quickly now talk about mode of continuous frequency distribution. So when data is given based on ranges along with their frequencies, then we would say we are talking about mode. Okay, mode is basically the highest frequency observation. So if you have 100 observations, the observation which is occurring maximum number of times, the observation for discrete when we talk about, so you would say for discrete frequency distribution, mode is the observation which occurs maximum number of times. Mode is the observation which occurs maximum number of times, right? So we would say we would now need to find continuous frequency distribution, right? For continuous frequency distribution, again we would not know which is the observation which is occurring maximum number of times, because again the observations would be grouped, right? So when they are grouped, how would you know which is the observation is occurring maximum number of times? So for that, again you need to first find the modal class. A modal class kya hoga? When we say mode is the observation which occurs maximum number of times. So modal class will be that class which has maximum frequency. So class with max frequency is the modal class. Class with max frequency is modal class, right? So once you have determined your modal class, you just need to apply this formula. What is this formula? L plus f1 minus f0 upon 2f1 minus f0 minus f2 into I. Now what is L again? L is lower limit of modal class, right? And your f1 is frequency of modal class, f0 is frequency of pre-modal. Pre-modal means क्लास प्रीसीडिंग, उससे पहले, मॉडल क्लास से पहले वाले क्लास की जो फ्रीक्वेंसी होगी, ठीक है. F2 इज फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ क्लास सक्सीडिंग मॉडल क्लास, मतलब उससे बाद वाली जो क्लास होगी उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी. एंड I इज अगेन योर क्लास विड्थ और क्लास इंटरवल, ठीक है. सो this is again very simple. So you would say for this question you have to find the mode. So first of all you would say this is discrete or continuous or grouped. So you'd say this is grouped frequency distribution. This is not discrete because you are grouping the wages, right? So 5 between 0 rupees and 5 rupees there are 3 workers, and between 5 and 10 there are 7 workers. So first you need to understand and identify the modal class. So the class with the maximum frequency, the maximum number of workers are in 15 to 20. So your 15 to 20 is your modal class. Now what do you mean by modal class? That your final answer of mode has to be between 15 and 20, because maximum number of workers are in this range, na? So their final answer of mode has to be between 15 to 20. So you would say how to get the answer. You would say just use the formula, right? That is L plus f1 minus f0 upon 2f1 minus f0 minus f2 into I. So your this would be your f1 frequency of modal class, f0 would be your frequency of class preceding modal class, f2 would be your frequency of class succeeding modal class, and I is your just 5, that is class interval 20 minus 15, right? So it's very simple, and L will be lower limit of modal class, that is 15. So just substituting these values in the formula, you get the answer. And after substituting this, you get to know that it is just 18, right? L is 15, f1 is 30, f0 15, f2 20, right? L I is 5, I is class width or class interval, right? So I hope you all understood the concept of mode, median, and mean until now. So that is why I have collaborated all the formulae for you all and brought them into one tabular format, so that you don't have to go here and there and search for all of this. So it's better to refer to this chart, this table, because this table includes all the formulae. So mean for ungrouped, or mean for frequency distribution, you would say sum of all observations upon number of observations. It's summation fi xi upon summation fi. So for direct method, assumed mean method, step deviation method, mode ka formula is which we just now saw, where I ki jagah pe here you have h. I was your class width, h is your class width here. Median ka formula we have already seen, that is L plus n by 2 minus EF upon F. Then we have a very important formula. This formula, empirical formula, 3 times median is mode plus 2 times mean. This is the only formula, or this is the only empirical formula which will give you relation between mean, median, mode. Relation between mean, median, and mode. MMM. Right? So this is very important formula, because if you know mean and median, you can directly find the mode, right? So mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. 3 median minus 2 mean. Or like that. So I hope you all understood a large part of statistics, right? These are very important concepts, mean, median, mode, and every year a question, at least one, is asked in board examinations. And also these topics are important from competitive perspective, right? This chapter in boards is for 8 marks. So one question from mean, median, mode, and one question from graph is there every year in this. So I hope these things are smooth to you. Next class maybe we will be talking about graphs, histograms, and many other things. Till then, stay safe, take care, and enjoy the learning. This is the pandemic, so we want you all to be connected digitally and stay healthy as well. So take care till then. Bye bye.